In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome inside Royal Brown Pavilion in Seattle, Washington. I'm Greg Sexton, and you are watching the SPU webcast. Well, so one of these teams is going to pick up their first conference win today. The Alaska Fairbanks Nanooks come in with a record of 0-8 in conference, 5-11 overall. Seattle Pacific 6-15 overall, 0-8 as well in Great Northwest Athletic Conference play. And one of them is going to pick up a win here today. The other one is going to drop to 0-9 in conference play. And there are just 9 opponents, 10 teams in the GNAC, but nine opponents. So one of these teams is going to end up losing to the entire conference the first time through. We'll be at the halfway point in conference play after today's game. Both of these teams will be at home next week. Falcons will host Montana State Billings on Saturday. That they only have one game next week, and the Nanooks will have Northwest Nazarene and Central Washington as coaches for these teams. Amy Donovan in her third year with the Nanooks, and Karen Byers in her first year with the Falcons, and she is actually an interim head coach as Mike Simonson left to take the Biola job fairly late in the off season. It wasn't until the summertime, but Karen Byers has led her team to a 6-15 record. They had a good month of December. The Nanooks had a good month of November. The Nanooks actually started off 5-2. They have lost 9 straight. And for the Falcons, we'll get you their lineup first. I want to point out Amelia Bishop is standing in the center circle, getting her first collegiate start after a career-high 15 points on Thursday night against Alaska Anchorage. And the Nanooks win the tip, and here's Destiny Reimers taking it all the way to the bucket, and that was Taylor Pilot that fed her the basketball there. And the Nanooks off to a quick 2-0 start. Destiny Reimers averaging 13 points a game for the Nanooks, and leads them in rebounds, I believe, as well. Let me double-check that. As Bishop misses on the shot, Pilot gets the rebound and draws the foul on Bishop. As Amelia Bishop, a junior out of Wilsonville, Oregon, as the Nanooks inbound here. Grace Leisure is a sophomore out of Portland, Oregon, as here's Reimers missing on that one, and the rebound comes down to Lola Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon up the court, and she will kick it back out to Hunter Buren. Weatherspoon, a senior out of Camas, Washington. Buren, a fifth-year player out of Mukilteo, Washington. And as I mentioned, Bishop from Wilsonville, Oregon, a junior, and Lane Kearns, a sophomore from Hamilton, Montana, also on the floor for the Falcons. For the Nanooks, they're going to go with Emily Freeman, a junior out of Ladera Ranch, California. Destiny Reimers, a senior out of Anchorage, Alaska. Taylor Pilot, a senior out of Fresno, California. As they are to another possession here. Here's Pilot dropping it off for Reimers, and Reimers puts it up and in, and Pilot with a couple of assists so far in this one. Miranda Lomax, a junior out of Catholimet, Washington. Here's Weatherspoon taking a shot, and it's off the mark. And Amelia Brady, a redshirt sophomore out of West Jordan, Utah. The lineup for the Nanooks. And some transfers in there. Brady, a transfer from Dominican in California. Lomax, a transfer from Concordia Irvine. Pilot from Stanislaus State. Freeman, transferred from Irvine Valley College. And Reimers, I believe, has played her entire career with the Nanooks. As they inbound, and a three is on the way from Lomax, and it's off the iron. And the rebound to Hunter Buren. Falcons looking for their first points. Trailing 4-0. And Buren uses the screen from Bishop and puts up the floater. Couldn't get it to go. Bishop right there for the rebound, and she steps around Pilot and puts it up and in. Bishop had a career-high 15 points on Thursday night against Anchorage. That was one of the lone bright spots for the Falcons. They got trounced in that game, 90-54. As Bishop also had a career high in free throws made and free throws attempted. She went 9 out of 10 from the free throw line. This will stay with the Falcons. I'm sorry, with the Nanooks. No, I had it right the first time. No, it is staying with the Nanooks. As Lane Kearns was getting ready to inbound. Here's a three from the corner from Emily Freeman, and she knocks it in. And the Nanooks take a 7-2 lead over SPU. Falcons back the other way. And this is Grace Leisure getting it in the post to Bishop. She goes to her left, and actually to her right, but to the left side of the glass, and lays it up and in. And it's a 7-4 lead for the Nanooks. Here's Lomax getting it to Pilot. Pilot playing, obviously you can see her on the screen with the mask on. And she gets into the key and tries to find Reimers, but a little bit past her. Don't know if that one was deflected or not, but it's they say it was the last touch by the Nanooks, so Falcons will have possession. And here's Weatherspoon for Buren. Now Leisure in the post for Bishop. She tried to get it to Buren, cutting to the bucket, and sails over Buren's head, out of bounds. So both teams have, on their last possession, have tried to find a cutter going to the bucket and have been unsuccessful. The Nooks with a 7-4 lead. Here's Reimers moving back to her right, scoops it up, puts it in. Nice looking move there from Destiny Reimers. And that one had a lot of arc on it and just kissed off the glass for a 9-4 lead. Here's Lane Kearns getting to the bucket, the assist to Hunter Buren. And it's 9-6. Kearns with her first bucket of the afternoon. She averages 10 points a game for SPU. Here's Reimers getting to the bucket, and Weatherspoon commits the foul. Reimers will get to the free throw line here. As this will be Tristan Martin checking in from Fairbanks, Alaska. And for the Falcons, Haley Ota out of Honolulu, Hawaii will check in as we get our first subs at the 6:06 mark of the first quarter. Reimers to the free throw line, and she puts in the first. Reimers averaging 13 points a game, 75% at the line, 74.6 to be exact, but now probably more like 75 as she knocks down both free throws. And the Nanooks lead by 5. Here's Buren getting it to Bishop. Nice assist there. Was looking for Bishop all the way, and Bishop got to the bucket, lays it up and in, and Amelia Bishop with 6 points to get this one going here. 11-8. And we get, I believe they're going to get Pilot for an offensive foul. They are saying that she kind of hooked somebody to try to get open there. Madison Rubino will check in for Amelia Bishop for SPU. But Bishop's off to a good start. Here is Ota kicking it out to Hunter Buren. And Buren gets to the bucket, lays it up and in. And Hunter Buren now on the board with her first 2. She had 80-some points in 3 straight games total. She went for over 25 in 3 straight games. And Madison Rubino picks up a foul here. And it'll send Tristan Martin to the free throw line. But Buren was held in check by the Seawolves, the Alaska Anchorage Seawolves on Thursday night in that win for Anchorage. That one bounces a couple of times on the rim and falls in for Martin. She is out of Fairbanks, Alaska. Went to Miami-Dade College, though, and transferred back home. And That is now a 13-10 lead for Alaska Fairbanks. I call them Alaska Fairbanks just to make a distinction between them and Alaska Anchorage, but Alaska Fairbanks is the University of Alaska. Rubino draws the foul, and Martin thought she went straight up, but there was some contact there, and they'll give that to the offensive player more times than not. And it's Madison Rubino getting to the free throw line. She's out of Snohomish, Washington, and has played already in her college career at the University of Idaho and Cal Poly Humboldt. And her 2 free throws are both good. Rubino got the start the other night, but coming off the bench a few minutes into this one. And she's a 55% free throw shooter, but she got both of them there. Here's Reimers, thought about it, drives instead, and now trying to go somewhere with it, and the Falcons knock it out. So the Nanooks are going to keep it. This will take us to our first media timeout. We're under 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. The Nanooks leading at 13-12, and we'll be back on the SPU webcast in just a moment. Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion in Seattle, Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast. And Alaska Fairbanks with the lead 13-12 over SPU. As coming up later, 4:15 tip-off, scheduled tip-off, will be the men's teams from these two schools. And there's a 3 from Freeman from the corner, and she's got 2 of them. And Emily Freeman was 6 points. And now a foul called as they're going to get Reimers here for the foul on Hunter Buren. It's the 3rd team foul on the Nanooks, as Freeman will come out and Taylor Tiolana will come in. And here's Buren, and trying to find Rubino. Couldn't get it to her. Rubino ends up coming out to get it, though. And now she crashes into Martin, and Martin draws the offensive foul on Rubino. Grace Leisure will come back in for Madison Rubino. And Rubino has picked up 2 fouls, and that is why she was subbed out so quickly there. The Nanooks with the lead by 4. And now down just over 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. Here's Reimers, and couldn't get that shot to go. Kearns had it ripped away, and they're going to get a foul here on Taylor Pilot. She'll come to the bench, and Miranda Lomax will come back in. So far, 8 points from Destiny Reimers to lead the way for both squads. Amelia Bishop was 6 for the Falcons. Here's Buren finding Leisure, cutting to the bucket, and I think it was Reimers that got a piece of that shot. And the Nanooks take it back the other way. Reimers turns around, puts it up over Leisure, puts it in. Reimers can score from a lot of places on the floor. And here's Weatherspoon, and Reimers right there to block the shot and take the possession back the other way, and finding Jada Van Dyke down the floor. Van Dyke lays it up and in. And they gave the points there to Reimers. She's got 8. Van Dyke had the bucket there. When I say they gave the points, I'm talking about on the scoreboard. But we'll see if they get that corrected. I'm sure they will at some point. As Lola Weatherspoon gets to the free throw line for the Falcons. They're down 8 here now, 20-12. As Grace Turley will check in for Grace Leisure. And Freeman is back out there. Emily Freeman for the Nanooks as well. Here's Lola Weatherspoon at the free throw line, and she misses off the back iron on the first attempt. Weatherspoon averages nearly 9 points a game, 57% at the free throw line. And she gets the second one to go. Amelia Bishop will come in for her. And they're having some problems with the scoreboard here. It's 20-13. They have 21-12 on the board. We get a foul called here. And I believe that was on Tristan Martin. She's the one having a discussion with the official. And no, they got Jada Van Dyke on the foul there. So, Falcons with possession, trailing by 7, despite what the scoreboard says. This one poked away, and they're going to say it was poked away from Ota by Van Dyke. So the Falcons will keep it. They do get... There we go. They straightened out the scoreboard. Here's Buren on the left wing. Gets it to Kearns. And Kearns driving, pulls up in the lane and misses the shot. And the rebound comes down to Bobby Clark. Clark out of Cathlamet, Washington, as is Lomax. And Lomax with possession now. And that is a small town, kind of halfway between Longview, Washington, and Astoria, Oregon. As we'll get another foul called here. Both teams are in the bonus and have been for a little bit here. Lane Kearns called for the foul. And Lola Weatherspoon will come in to get her. 2:16 to play here in the first quarter, and Jada Van Dyke out of Harriman, Utah, going to the free throw line. And we'll get another sub in just a moment here. And it'll be Anna Nevison checking in. And she's from across the pond, from the UK, from Halifax. As Van Dyke knocks down both of her free throws. And it's 22-13. Nanooks with a 9-point lead. Here's Ota handing off to Buren. As we tick down toward 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Ota tried to get it inside to Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon does get to it eventually. And now kicks it back out to Ota. She's going to take a 3, and that one rims out. Bishop is there for the rebound and the putback. Amelia Bishop taking advantage of her size, her height, and gets that rebound and puts it back home. This one out of bounds. And the Nanooks lost it out of bounds. It'll be Falcons ball. Down by 7 here with 1:44 to play in the first quarter. As Lane Kearns replaces replaces Hunter Buren. And now Kearns gets back on defense as the Nanooks were taking it the other way and breaks that one up, and the Falcons get possession back. Weatherspoon finds Kearns, and Kearns reverses it, couldn't get it to go. Bishop is there again with another putback, and this time she will be at the free throw line with an and one opportunity. 22-17 now, as Van Dyke will come back on for Tiolana for the Nanooks. And Amelia Bishop already with 10 points in this one. And now she's got 11. If my math is correct. As, again, the scoreboard showing her with 9. But I don't believe that's correct. This one lost out of bounds by Bobby Clark. And yeah, Bishop has 11 and 3 rebounds in the first quarter. Coming off a career high 15 the other night against Anchorage. So Amelia Bishop having a good week for SPU. 1:01 to play in the first quarter. And here come the Falcons. Grace Turley back out there. We'll get it to Ota, and Ota was able to maintain the pivot foot, go back to her right, and that one rims out. Rebound to Nevison. And here come the Nanooks the other way. A 3 in transition, and it's good from Miranda Lomax. And she pulled up and was thinking about driving. Here's Kearns in transition the other way, couldn't get it to go. And we get a whistle. And it'll be a held ball over in the corner, which from my vantage point, very hard to see that corner behind some glass on the same end of the court, but in the other corner right above the Nanooks bench. We get another whistle, and this is going on Lola Weatherspoon on the offensive foul. They're saying she pushed off. That's her second foul. Grace Mertice will come in. And the Falcons with 3 Graces on the roster. Right now, Mertice and Turley out there. And of course, they had Grace Leisure in the starting lineup. We'll see if she returns. The shot clock is off, and the Nanooks are aware that they can use up most of the rest of the clock on this possession. We get a whistle, though, and an offensive foul called on Bobby Clark. And we're going the other way, 7.3 left. Nevison was taking a 3 there. Amelia Brady back on for Fairbanks. But the Falcons down 7 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Ota into the front court. Got it to Kearns, and she walked to the basketball. And the Nanooks will take it back the other way with 2 seconds now. And they will try to get up a shot. Pass comes into Nevison, and she's not even going to shoot it. And so the Nanooks score 25 in the first quarter. They lead it 25-18 on the SPU webcast. We'll be right back in just a moment.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Back inside Royal Brome Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you as we get ready to go to the second quarter here. The Nanooks leading it by 7, 25-18. And they had a good quarter. They shot 62% from the floor, 8 out of 13 in that first quarter, 3 out of 5 beyond the arc, and 6 out of 6 at the free throw line as well. They had 10 rebounds. The Falcons had just 5. But the Nanooks did turn the ball over 7 times, so that's something they need to watch. But so far, so good for Fairbanks. Again, both of these teams playing to pick up their first conference win today. Both of them are 0-8 in conference so far. Reimers will get it into Taylor Pilot to start the second quarter. And it'll be Freeman, and there is Turley coming up with the ball there. And Grace Turley coming the other way. She's going to take a 3. And she had that blocked by Reimers. And Reimers with a couple of blocks so far in this one. Reimers kind of doing it all for the Nanooks. As she has it on the left wing. Pulls to the top of the key and puts it up and in just inside the arc. And Destiny Reimers with a handful of points in this one. Here's Mertice. And now Buren going to take a 3 from the top of the key. That one's too strong. Reimers now with 10 in the ball game, and now make it 12 as she gets to the bucket and gets down the floor, and it's an 11-point lead now here for the Nanooks. Falcons are going to have to stop the bleeding and make a run here as Buren finds Bishop, and Bishop gets blocked by Amelia Brady. Falcons will sub back in Madison Rubino and Lola Weatherspoon as Turley and Mertice will come out. And the Nanooks, so far in this one, have been the better team. But we're just in the second quarter here, and it's an 11-point game. Here is Lane Kearns pulling up and putting it in. And Kearns with 4 points now. Falcons back within 9. Taylor Pilot driving. Kicks it out to Reimers. Reimers along 2, and that one's off the mark. And the rebound to Hunter Buren. She'll get it up the floor to Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon finding Bishop underneath. Bishop blocked again by Brady. And we're going to get a held ball. Not sure that was the right call there, as I don't think anybody had really established possession long enough to get the held ball call. But that is how they call it. And the Falcons keep it on the alternating possession. Here's Rubino trying to get around Brady and misses the shot. And he's going to stay with the Falcons. Last touch, I believe, by Reimers. And Falcons will inbound it. Here's Kearns kicking it to Buren. In the corner, she's going to take a 3, and that one goes down for Hunter Buren. She kind of had to, she bobbled it and had to reload a little bit, but she was open. Got the screen, actually, to help out on that 3. And here's Pilot the other way. Goes to Lomax. Lomax puts up the floater from the baseline. Good looking shot there from Miranda Lomax. And she splashes it down for 2. That'll make it 31-23. Buren using the screen from Rubino. And now kicking it over into the corner for Leisure. Here's Weatherspoon driving. She's going to pull up from just inside the free throw line. And she puts it up and in. And the Falcons starting to shoot the ball a little bit here. They pull back within 6. 31-25. Here's Lomax. Getting a screen from Brady. And she puts in the shot. And right from the top of the key, it's a 3 from Miranda Lomax. And she's got 8 in the ball game. Here's Buren going behind her back. Puts it up. And that one's off the mark. Amelia Brady with the rebound. She is 6'4". And Reimers with a couple of spin moves. And she gets the bucket and lays it up and in. And the Nanooks go back up by 11 again. And Destiny Reimers with now 16 points in the ball game. And the Falcons don't have an answer for her yet. We'll step aside here on the SPU webcast. We'll be right back.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Back inside Royal Brougham Pavilion in Seattle, where the Nanooks are shooting 68% from the floor and 67% downtown. And they've out-rebounded the Falcons to this point, 13-9. Falcons have 6 offensive boards. There's Weatherspoon getting to the bucket, and that one sits up on the rim for a second and then drops in. And Weatherspoon with 5 points now. It's 36-27. Here's Reimers getting to the bucket again, puts it up and in. Reimers going off on the Falcons here. She's got 18 here in the first half. 38-27. Weatherspoon will get it to Rubino. She'll feed it back to Weatherspoon. She'll have to kick it back out to Kearns, and Kearns was fouled. And they're going to get Taylor Pilot on the foul there. She'll come off. And Jada Van Dyke will check in. Falcons down 11 here with under 6 to go in the second quarter. And Leisure gets it to Rubino, and a couple of defenders come over to try to get to that one. Rubino slips right past both of them and gets to the bucket and lays it up and in. And Madison Rubino now with 4 points in the ball game. Here's a step back three from Lomax. Miranda Lomax is on fire as well. She's got 11 now. And it is 41-29. The Nanooks are shooting the lights out here in the first half. Beeren gets to the bucket and draws the foul. And they're going to get Tristan Martin on that one. And Hunter Beeren will get to the free throw line. Falcons are going to bring back in Grace Turley. Nanooks are going to bring back in Bobby Clark. And Hunter Beeren at the free throw line. Reimers with 18, Lomax with 11 for the Nanooks. Bishop with 11 for the Falcons. And now Beeren with 6 as she makes that first free throw. And she will get another one here. And she gets both free throws. Hunter Beeren on the season, a 71% free throw shooter. 41-31 your score. Nanooks by 10. Here's Reimers. Reimers, another spin move. That time a little too much footwork. And this is going to go out of bounds back to SPU. As I think Nanooks hadn't stepped on the end line, on the baseline. Here's Turley, and that one kicked by Lomax. And so they'll reset the shot clock to 20. Falcons will get it in to Weatherspoon, and she goes to her left, gets around Reimers, too strong on the drive, and then commits the foul. No, it's on Rubino, actually. Madison Rubino picks up her third foul And Julia Levine will see her first action of the afternoon. Karen Byers does have some good freshmen, Mertice and Levine. And they're going to get more playing time as they progress in their careers, as long as they stay here. I'm projecting things. As Van Dyke misses the shot, and Levine, good defense there, and she comes down with the rebound. And Kearns back the other way. Kearns drops it off for Buren, a floater, couldn't get it to go. Levine snags the offensive rebound, puts it up, and couldn't get it to go. And Reimers with the rebound. The Nooks back the other way, leading by 10, under 4 minutes to play in the first half. And here's Lomax. Turnaround jumper, and that one's off the mark. Levine gets around Bobby Clark and takes the rebound down. And here come the Falcons back the other way. Kearns dribbles, or didn't even dribble. She just put up a three in transition. Falcons with the offensive rebound. And now Weatherspoon with it. Weatherspoon driving. She'll kick it back out to Buren. 8 on the shot clock. Buren drives. Buren gets to the bucket, puts it up and in. Hunter Buren took it all the way. And she's got 9 now for the Falcons. And they're down by 8, 41-33. Here's Van Dyke. Kicks it out to Lomax. She faked the 3 and drives instead. Kicks it back out to Van Dyke. Now back to Lomax. And we get a whistle and an illegal screen on Bobby Clark called there. And the Falcons will take it back with 3 minutes to play in the first half. Ota back onto the floor as the Nanooks making a couple of subs as well. You have Taylor Tiolana and Emily Freeman back out there. Here's Grace Turley, who's also back out on the floor for the Falcons. Turley driving, had it poked away, is able to get it back. Gets it out to Ota. And now Weatherspoon with it. Finding Turley. Back to Weatherspoon with 5 on the shot clock. Weatherspoon. Turnaround jumper in the lane. Couldn't get it to go. Levine tried to get to the rebound and keeps it alive long enough for Ota to get to it. Ota puts up the 3. Couldn't get it to go. Levine takes it away from Brady but commits a foul in the process. And Julia Levine getting out there and playing well. A little too aggressive on that one. But Levine has already taken down a couple of rebounds and put in a bucket as well. Here is Van Dyke. And she gets fouled shooting a 3. And that's going on Weatherspoon. You do not want to foul a three-point shooter. As this will be the media timeout with 2:13 to play in the first half. There was a good few minutes there without a clock stoppage. And they do call... It seems like the clock stopped at some point before now, under 5 minutes. But 2:13 to go. We do get to the media timeout. We will be back in just a moment on the SPU webcast. Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, apparently not a media timeout there, as just a 30-second timeout, and we're back to action. Jada Van Dyke at the free throw line. And she puts in the first and misses the second, and she is at the line shooting 3. As Lola Weatherspoon committed the foul on Van Dyke taking the 3, and she knocks down 2 out of 3 at the line. and the Nanooks with a 10-point lead. Falcons with possession. Here's Buren finding Levine, and Levine trying to draw some contact there. Didn't get the foul, didn't get the shot either. But the Falcons get the offensive rebound, and now Buren gets called for traveling. And the Nanooks will take it back the other way with under 2 to play here in the second quarter. Van Dyke will get it in to Lomax. And here come the Nanooks up by 10. Brady at the free throw line. Kicks it out to Lomax. Lomax trying to go back to Brady and does, but she misses on the shot. And the Falcons the other way with the rebound. Amelia Bishop back out on the floor. She's blocked from behind by Brady again. Trying to get it back to Levine. She does. Levine puts it up and in off the glass. Julia Levine out of Yorba Linda, California. Was here last year but redshirted. And is getting some good run here in the second quarter. 43-35. Nanooks by 8, and we get a foul. And they're going to get Haley Ota on the touch foul there out beyond the arc. Grace Mertice will come in for Grace Turley, and Anna Nevison will come in for Emily Freeman. Just over a minute to play in the first half, and the Nanooks lead it by 8. Van Dyke trying to go around Levine and has to kick it out instead. And they're going to call Nevison for a travel. And the Falcons will take it back. The Nanooks have shot the ball well in this game, but they've turned it over a dozen times now here in the first half. And if the Falcons are going to, they're not out of it by any stretch, but if they're going to get back into it, it'll be with the defense as Bishop gets to the line, or gets to the bucket, puts up the shot, puts it in, and draws the foul. And that one is going to go on Brady, who has blocked Bishop a couple of times here. But this time Bishop wins that battle, gets to the free throw line, and misses on the free throw. And long rebound comes out to Haley Ota, and the Falcons with another possession. Mertice takes a three and drains it. And the Falcons right back within 3 points. 43-40. Here's Van Dyke. And she gets it to Brady. Brady being guarded by Bishop. Trying to go around. Puts it up and off the mark. And she went up with the right hand. Up and under. Here is Buren taking a three in transition. Nothing but net. And the Falcons have tied it up at 43. 3 seconds to play. Lomax getting up the court, and she's going to take a three from beyond half, or from near half court, I should say. Falcons run down the Nanooks and tie it up at 43 at halftime. And the Falcons with the momentum here, closing out the first half on a run. 43 apiece at the break. And we will step aside here at halftime. We'll take a break for about 9.5 minutes and come back with a recap of the first half and take a look around the rest of the conference. We'll have more coming up in about 9.5 minutes on the SPU webcast.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Welcome back inside Royal Brown Pavilion. We're at halftime, 43-43 your score, as Fairbanks, for the majority of that first half, they were the better team out there, but the Falcons closed out the half on a 10-0 run, and we are tied up at 43. Should be a good second half coming up. Again, both teams trying to pick up their first conference win. They're both 0-8 in conference, and trying to avoid being the lone cellar dweller at the end of this one. Of course, 9 more conference games to come up after this one. And these teams will match up again in Fairbanks on February 20th. And in the first half, though, the Nanooks shoot 58% from the floor, Falcons 40%. Nanooks were 71% from distance, and the Falcons 33%. Both teams pretty solid at the free throw line. The Nanooks 8 out of 9, and the Falcons 6 out of 8. Falcons, though, with 19 rebounds to 16 for Fairbanks, and the Falcons had 12 offensive rebounds, which led to 19 second chance points. 19-5, the Falcons with the edge in second chance points and points in the paint. 26-14 going the way of the Falcons. The Falcons commit just 5 turnovers in the first half, and the Nanooks turned it over 12 times. And I believe they had 7 in the first quarter and 5 in the second quarter. And so that led to some Falcons points. Points off turnovers, 7-2 for the Falcons. So they didn't take advantage of too many of those turnovers, but they do have the edge in that statistical category, 7-2. Individually, Destiny Reimers went off in the first half for the Nanooks. She went 8 out of 12 from the floor, 2 out of 2 from the free throw line, had 3 rebounds, 3 blocked shots as well, and 18 points. Miranda Lomax with 11 points. She went 4 out of 6 from the floor, 3 out of 4 from distance. And they get 6 apiece from Emily Freeman and Jada Van Dyke. Van Dyke was 4 out of 5 at the free throw line, 1 of 2 from the floor. Freeman was 2 out of 3 out beyond the arc for her 6 points. Amelia Brady did not score in that first half, but she had 3 blocked shots. At least 2 of them were against Amelia Bishop, and maybe all 3. Falcons get 13 from the aforementioned Amelia Bishop, who's coming off a career-high 15 on Thursday night, and trying to break that. And she only needs 3 more points here to set a new career high. She's got 5 rebounds and an assist. And Hunter Beeren, 12 points. Bishop, 6 out of 11 from the floor. Beeren, 4 out of 9. And she was 2 out of 3 from beyond the arc. Hunter Beeren with 12 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. And the Falcons also got 5 from Lola Weatherspoon. Falcons got... they were in some foul trouble. Bishop didn't play that many minutes. She only played 11 minutes. I think they updated that because when I looked at it at first, it said 7, which didn't seem right. 11 sounds more accurate. But she picked up a couple of fouls. No, they actually took one. She only had 1 foul, so I was going a different way with that based on what I was seeing when I was first looking at this. But she only had 1 foul. However, Lola Weatherspoon had 3, and so did Madison Rubino. So those two are going to have to stay out of foul trouble in the second half. Around the GNAC, we started at the same time as Central Washington and Western Oregon down in Monmouth. And getting a score from that game real quick. Central Washington all over Western Oregon, 43-20. That one is early in the third quarter. Northwest Nazarene and St. Martin's going to tip off here in a little bit, about 5 minutes at 3 o'clock Pacific time. Anchorage will be at Montana State Billings at 4:15 Mountain, which is 3:15 Pacific. And Western Washington will be at Simon Fraser at 5:15 in Burnaby, British Columbia. As on Thursday night, Central Washington and Northwest Nazarene both picked up road wins, as did Anchorage, and then Montana State Billings defeated the Nanooks in Billings. Anchorage now 8-0, Montana State Billings, Central Washington, and Northwest Nazarene all 6-2, and Western Washington is 5-3. St. Martin, Simon Fraser, and Western Oregon all 3-5, and these two schools, Fairbanks and SPU, both 0-8. And again, one of these teams is going to pick up their first conference win this afternoon. 20 minutes to decide it, and the Nanooks with the first possession of the second half. And here's Taylor Pilot getting it now to Freeman, and now Reimers with it. Reimers went for 18 in the first half and tried to drive to the bucket there, couldn't get the shot to go. The Nanooks chased down the rebound, and a 3 from Freeman is no good. But they get another offensive board. Here's Lomax getting it to Pilot. She's going to take a 3, and that one rims out. And Bishop with the rebound. So the Nanooks with some second chance opportunities there, but they come up empty. Here's Lane Kearns getting into the lane, and she draws the foul. That's going to go on Reimers. And for Destiny Reimers, that is her third foul here early in the third quarter with 9:23 to play. And Lane Kearns going to the free throw line, and she puts in the first. In the first half, Kearns had 4 points and an assist. And they'd like to get her going in the second half as she gets both free throws to drop. And the Falcons with the lead, 45-43. And memory serves me correctly, this is their first lead in the game. As here is Lomax going around Weatherspoon, and Weatherspoon alertly not fouling, and Lomax misses the shot. Here is Buren. We're going to get an offensive foul, and I think this is going on Amelia Bishop for the screen. And that will be her second foul. So the Nanooks will take it back. Kearns leads the Falcons in free throw attempts with 48 on the season, and she's an 85% free throw shooter. They'd like to get her going in the second half. Here is Reimer stepping behind the screen from Brady, and she misses on the three. Now she's going to get it back, though, as the Nanooks with some offensive rebounds here early in the third quarter, but Reimers walked to the basketball, and the Falcons will take it back the other way. They lead it by 2 with 8:30 to play in the third quarter. And Julia Levine is out there starting the third quarter. Here's Kearns, baseline, pulls up, puts it in. And Lane Kearns from about 8 feet out. Got the floater there. And it's a 4-point lead for the Falcons. Here's Freeman to Lomax. And now Reimers with the ball being guarded by Weatherspoon. Gets around her, puts up the shot, and that one's off the mark. Levine the rebound, gets it to Kearns. Here's Weatherspoon back to Levine. And Levine driving and goes up over Reimers. Can't get the shot to go. Gets her own rebound and puts up another one and puts it up and in. Julia Levine follows up her missed shot with a rebound and a bucket. And Amy Donovan wants a timeout. This is a 16-0 run for the Falcons dating back to a couple minutes left in the second quarter. They closed out the quarter on a 10-0 run, and they have started off the third quarter on a 6-0 run. 7:32 to play, third quarter. We'll step aside on the SPU webcast. We'll be right back. Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast. We're ready for play, and we're waiting for the timeout to expire. Both teams are ready to go. As Freeman, that's Pilot, is fouled by Julie Levine. And didn't mention at halftime, Levine didn't play until the second quarter, but she now has 4 points and 6 rebounds in the game. There's Reimers, and she gets it to go off the glass. And Reimers now with 20. Fairbanks on the scoreboard here in the third quarter. Levine in the post for Bishop, goes around Brady, couldn't get it to go. Levine trying to get in there, but Reimers snatches it away. And the Nanooks back the other way with possession. Here's Taylor Pilot. Driving, gets it around Kearns, couldn't get the shot to go, but does draw the foul on Lane Kearns. And that'll just be her second. Haley Ota will come get her, though. And Taylor Pilot to the free throw line. Senior out of Fresno, California. And Pilot puts in the first free throw. And that is her first point of the ball game. She had a few assists in the first half and gets another free throw to drop there. And Fairbanks back within 2. Madison Rubino will come in for Julia Levine. Julia Levine has given the Falcons some good minutes here. And hopefully Karen Byers will get her back out there for a good portion of the second half. As here is Hunter Buren. Buren drives, and that one off the mark. And the fight for the rebound, and Reimers comes up with it for the Nanooks. Into the front court, there is Pilot from the corner, and Bishop out on her. Pilot into the lane, drops it off for Lomax, and Lomax too strong on the lay-in and couldn't get it to go. Rebound Bishop, and the Falcons with Ota now trying to get around Pilot, and Pilot reaches in and takes it away and comes back the other direction. Pilot getting around Ota, lays it up, lays it in, and draws the foul. And the Nanooks on a 6-0 run now have tied it back up at 49. And Taylor Pilot will have a chance at the free throw line to put them back in front. As it was a 16-0 run spanning the last portion of the second quarter and the first part of the third quarter for the Falcons. But now a 7-0 run as Pilot puts the Nanooks back in front. She's got 5 here in the third quarter. Didn't score in the first half. Here's Rubino, and she gets it up over Reimers. Couldn't get the shot to go, and Brady takes away the rebound. And here come the Nanooks looking for more. And this one thrown out of bounds as Reimers was trying to get it to Lomax. And Lomax caught off guard a little bit there. Or caught flat-footed, not able to jump up and get that one. Falcons with it. Weatherspoon for Bishop inside. Bishop blocked again, but fouled this time by Amelia Brady. And so Amelia Bishop will get to the free throw line. Amelia Bishop spells her name E-M-I-L-I-A, and Amelia Brady A-M-E-L-I-A. And they have had some battles down under the basket in this one. And Bishop gets the first free throw to go. She's got 14, trying to match her career high of 15 here on this second free throw attempt. And that one is off the mark, but it comes right to Weatherspoon. And she gets it to Ota for a 3, and she leaves that one short. Rebound to Lomax. Here come the Nanooks. And a nice no-look pass from Pilot to Brady. Couldn't get the shot to go, but Pilot's there for the offensive rebound. Here's a 3 on the way from Freeman. No good. Rebound to Rubino. Falcons back the other way. Ota for Weatherspoon. Thought about it. Drives instead. And now finds Bishop underneath, and they're going to get Brady for a foul. As she reached in on Bishop. We're tied at 50 as Levine and Martin, Julia Levine for the Falcons and Tristan Martin for the Nanooks, come back out on the floor. Ota cross court for Buren, and she had to reach for that one, is able to handle it. Here's Rubino. Trying to go around Martin, but she walked to the basketball. And then the Nanooks will take it back. Timeout called. Actually, this will be the media timeout here with 4:52 to play in the third quarter. We're tied at 50. Good ball game here going on here at Royal Brown Pavilion. We'll be back in just a moment on the SPU webcast.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Back inside Royal Brome Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast as we are tied at 50 apiece. I was mentioning earlier the Falcons with Mertice and Levine, and I knew that there was a third one I was leaving out, and that is Grace Turley. As they've all given the Falcons some good contributions. Turley is out there on defense on Reimers. And now here is Pilot driving on Ota and misses the shot. A little bit of contact there and not enough for a foul to be called. Here's Turley the other way, a three from the corner, and she puts it in and puts the Falcons back in front. 53-50. Grace Turley with her first three of the ballgame. And good thing that I mentioned her name a moment ago. Here's Reimers. Gets it to Freeman for a three, and that one goes down, and we're tied back up at 53. And we got a good one going here at Royal Brome Pavilion. Here's Buren, a deep three, and that one's off the mark. And Reimers pulls the rebound down and drives down the floor, spins to the bucket, and Reimers goes coast to coast with a couple of spin moves. And Reimers made that one look easy. 22 points for Destiny Reimers, matching her jersey number. Here's Turley for Hunter Buren. She'll hand off to Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon cross court for Ota. She's going to take a deep three, and that one's off the mark. Buren gets in there for the rebound, but commits the foul on Emily Freeman. And it'll be the Nanooks with possession here. Bishop comes back in for... She's actually going to come in for Weatherspoon. As I thought she was coming in for Buren, but Buren's just over talking to her coach, Karen Byers. But Emily Freeman going to the free throw line as the Nanooks are in the bonus. And Freeman misses on the first. Emily Freeman, her first attempts at the line this afternoon, and she's just 2 out of 4 on the season. Gets 1 out of 2 and maintains that 50% clip. And the Nanooks with a 3-point lead, 56-53, 3:20 to play, third quarter. Here's Buren. And she walked with the basketball. As the Nanooks will take it back with a 3-point lead. Pilot across midcourt. Hands off to Freeman. And now Reimers at the top. Getting the screen from Tristan Martin, and she leaves it short. And we get a whistle on the rebound. And let's see what they called here. They're telling the teams to go to their benches here. They're going to review something here. And the officials get together. And I think that they are going to take a look at something on the monitor. I think that was the signal there. The spinning finger in the air. I'm not familiar with that one. But I believe it means that they do want to take a look at the monitor, and they will. So, we'll see what it is that they're reviewing here. As I didn't see anything from my vantage point that would necessitate a review, but it may have been away from the ball where I was not looking. At this point, though, the Nanooks up 56-53, 2:58 to go in the third quarter, and this one going to be probably a fairly high-scoring game when it's all said and done here. I think we'll see how things go, unless maybe one or both of these teams go cold from the floor. But Fairbanks is shooting it at 46%, SPU at 38%. The Nanooks were 5 out of 7 from distance in the first half, and just 1 out of 6 so far here in the second half. But 12 out of 14 at the free throw line. Falcons are 9 out of 12. Falcons with 14 offensive rebounds. The Nanooks have had a few here in the second half. They have 6 for the game. And the Nanooks led by as many as 12 in the first half. The Falcons had a 6-point lead early in the third quarter. But the Nanooks now in front by 3. And interesting when this is just how it works. When something is reviewed on the monitor, they'll have 2 officials look at it, and then they'll have the other one come over, and then they'll all have a discussion at midcourt. And so we'll see what comes of this, as both teams getting an extended period of time here to talk things over. And they're going to call the coaches over and explain something here. And of course, I'm not down at the scorer's table. I'm up behind some glass, so I can't hear anything that is being said there. And I'm not sure. And then the official announcing to the scorer's table what just took place there. And I don't think that they may have been looking for, looking to see if there was possibly a flagrant foul or something, but did not end up calling one. And so we return to action. Here's Grace Mertis with a 3. Reimers missed on the other end, and this one out of bounds, and it'll stay with SPU with 2:41 to go in the third quarter. So a long review, and nothing really came out of that. This one thrown away from Ota to Pilot, and now Pilot trying to get it down the floor, and it's off the hands of Van Dyke, out of bounds. And so the Falcons take it right back. Lane Kearns will come back in for Haley Ota, and Weatherspoon will come in for Turley. 2:31 to go, third quarter. Falcons with the opportunity, if they take a 3 here, to tie it up, or they can get within 1. Here's Bishop kicking it out to Buren. Back in the post to Bishop. Bishop goes around Martin, couldn't get it to go, gets her own rebound, couldn't get the second chance to go. Gets another rebound, kicks it out to Weatherspoon. And now the Falcons with Kearns driving into the lane, and she walked to the ball. Falcons have committed a few traveling violations this afternoon. Just taking that extra step, trying to decide what to do with the ball. And the Nanooks will take it back, leading by 3 with just over 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Pilot to Reimers. And now Freeman back out on top to Martin. Reimers thought about it, is going to step inside, drive into the lane, and Bishop with the block. And it's out of bounds. It'll stay with the Nanooks. But Bishop came over to get the block on Reimers there. 14 on the shot clock, 1:48 to play in the third. And the pass comes into Reimers. She'll get it to Freeman. And now Pilot driving, kicking it out to Martin. She's going to take a 3. And splash! Nothing but net on the 3 from Tristan Martin. And a high arcing 3 there. And this one, Kearns. They're going to call her for traveling again, and I don't know about that one. But there was some contact there. She got the shot up, but apparently hit the floor with both feet in the process before she got the shot up. 6-point lead for the Nanooks as they try to open the lead back up. Here is Pilot trying to reverse it up, and now the Falcons unable to keep it in bounds. And it's going to stay with the Nanooks. And actually, I think they got a foul. No. Did not get a foul there. They get it into Reimers. Reimers scores. And Destiny Reimers has 24 points in the ballgame. And it's an 8-point lead for Alaska Fairbanks. They were down 6 early in this third quarter. And they have gone on a run. We get another whistle here. And I think they got Amelia Bishop for 3 in the lane. 3 seconds in the key. And it's kind of starting to come apart for the Falcons here. They need to get the momentum turned back on in their favor. As here's Taylor Pilot driving on Buren and misses the shot. Long rebound comes out to Weatherspoon. And the Falcons with possession here. Weatherspoon kicks it out to Buren. 30 seconds to play in the third quarter. Buren drives, and Reimers may have gotten a piece of it. She comes away with the rebound. And the Nanooks with potentially the last possession of the third quarter. And they are aware of the clock situation. Taylor Pilot going to dribble some time off the clock. 6 on the shot on the game clock, rather. Pilot, and Kearns rips it away and forces Pilot into a travel. As they could have called a held ball there, but they end up calling the travel on Pilot as she took a couple of steps. Levine puts up a shot from beyond the half-court line. Couldn't get it to go. Fairbanks with the lead by 8, 61-53 at the end of 3 quarters. Falcons came out, took a 49-43 lead, and the Nanooks close out the third quarter on a, I'm trying to do some quick math here, 18-4 run to end the third quarter. So the Falcons have some work to do in the fourth. We'll be right back on the SB Webcast. Back inside Royal Burn Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SBU webcast. And the Falcons will begin the fourth quarter with possession, down 8. As the Nanooks close out the third quarter on an 18-4 run. Here's Weatherspoon getting to the bucket, and she gets it to go and draws the foul. Good way to start the fourth quarter for SBU. As Weatherspoon with 7 points in the game. And the foul called on Taylor Tiulana. And that is her first. And Lola Weatherspoon trying to cash in at the free throw line here. Gets it to go. And completes the three-point play to get the Falcons within 5. Early fourth quarter, 61-56. Fairbanks with the lead. And Buren steps in front of Lomax there and comes up with the steal. And the Falcons with another possession. Here's Levine. Levine driving to the bucket, puts it up, puts it in. Got around Amelia Brady. And Levine to the bucket. Has now 6 points in the ball game. 61-58. Here's Pilot. And she turns around, puts it up over Levine, puts it in. And Taylor Pilot, with all of her points in the second half, now has 7. 5-point ball game. Here's Buren. Getting a screen from Levine and puts it up over Brady and leaves it short. And the Nanooks with the rebound back the other way. Here's Miranda Lomax. Lomax feeds it through to Pilot. She puts it up, puts it in, and draws the foul. And a little celebration there on the floor from Taylor Pilot as she will head to the free throw line and she will have an opportunity to complete a 3-point play. Grace Turley and Haley Ota back in as Martise and Buren checking out. And Pilot makes the free throw. And she's got 10 here in the second half. 8-point lead for Alaska Fairbanks. Here is Levine getting it to Weatherspoon. And now Ota with it to Kearns in the post for Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon struggling to control it there and has it blocked by Brady. And the Nanooks come back the other way. And Pilot throws it over the top of Van Dyke. And it'll go back to the Falcons. Bishop will come back in, and she'll come get Weatherspoon. So the Falcons now with Turley, Kearns, Bishop, Levine, and Ota out on the floor. 8:15 to play in the ballgame. Here's Bishop going to work against Brady, and Bishop puts it up and in and gets the Falcons back to within 6. Amelia Bishop, another career high now with 16 points in the game. 66-60. As Bishop has set a career high in points 2 straight games here. And we get a foul called on Haley Ota. Destiny Reimers will come back for Fairbanks. She'll come get Van Dyke. And it's a 6-point ball game with just under 8 minutes to go. Here's Pilot. And Pilot drives and kicks over in the corner. And traveling called on Taylor Tialana. This will take us to a timeout. I didn't see who called the timeout. But timeout called with 7:48 to play in the ball game. And the Nanooks with a 6-point lead over SPU, 66-60. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast. Nanooks with a 6-point lead and 7:48 to play. And it'll be possession to the Falcons here. As Ota will take the inbounds pass from Kearns. And gets into the front court, being guarded by Pilot. Gets a screen from Bishop. And now gets it to Kearns. Here's Bishop, and she loses it out of bounds And actually, it was the last touch by the Nanooks. So the Falcons will keep it. 7:34 to go. One of these teams is going to come away with their first conference win. Here's Ota. Kicks it back out to Turley. Quick three on the way, and she leaves it short. And the offensive, not the offensive rebound, but the rebound comes down, and Taylor Pilot controls it. And now she gets fouled by Julia Levine. Tristan Martin will come in for Amelia Brady. Third foul on Levine. Levine's got 7 rebounds and 6 points coming off the bench. She didn't play till the second quarter. Karen Byers has gotten her in quite a bit. Here's Reimers for a 3, and it's short. And Bishop with the rebound. And I believe Bishop just collected her 10th rebound there to give her a double-double. Here's Kearns over the top, and a foul called as she was trying to get it to Bishop, but foul called on Tristan Martin, pushing off on Bishop as the ball was in the air when the foul was called. Here's Madison Rubino and Hunter Buren checking back in. Turley and Weatherspoon to the bench. Kearns is on the bench as well now for SPU. Here's Levine driving, goes up over Martin, and draws the foul. And Julia Levine will get to the free throw line. 6:49 to play. And Bobby Clark going to come back in for Fairbanks. She'll come get Taylor Tilana. And Julia Levine heading to the free throw line for SPU. First one rims out. Levine, a 57% free throw shooter. Second one is up, and that one is off the mark as well, but Bishop gets in there for the rebound and draws the foul. And so the foul is called on Bobby Clark, who just checked in. And the Falcons will have possession. That's the 4th foul on the Nanooks, so the next one will put the Falcons in the bonus. We still have 6:45 to play in this game. Pass comes in to Bishop, knocked away by Clark, but Bishop chases it down, and now Reimers comes up with the steal. And here come the Nanooks. Reimers spinning, couldn't get the shot to go. And Falcons back the other way. Reimers has that spin move patented, but was unable to connect on that shot. Here's Rubino, and she misses from the corner. And loose ball on the floor. Bishop is able to pull it out of there. Gets it to Rubino. Rubino had it knocked away, and the Nanooks come back the other way. Here's Tiolana. Gets it to Taylor Pilot. And now a 3 on the way from the corner by Lomax. And timeout called after the shot as the Nanooks go up by 9. And I think it was Amy Donovan calling the timeout from the bench. Her team is up by 9, though. This will be a 30-second timeout, so they are going to... we'll keep it here. They're going to make sure the teams are not taking a seat on the bench during this timeout. But Amy Donovan wanted to talk things over quickly with her squad. They lead by 9, 6:04 to go, as the Nanooks trying to finish out their first conference win. Still plenty of time for the Falcons to come back in this one. 6:04 on the clock. But the Falcons are going to need a run here. Falcons had a 16-0 run from the end of the second quarter to the beginning of the third. But then the Nanooks closed out the third quarter on an 18-4 run. See if the Falcons have one more run in them. Buren into the front court. We'll get it to Ota. And here's Levine to Rubino on top. Buren over to Ota. And now Buren going to drive. And she scoops it up and couldn't get it to go. And Pilot with the rebound. Taylor Pilot Has given the Nanooks quite a bit of good play here in the second half. This one out of bounds, back to the Falcons, as the Nanooks were not able to take the lead to double digits on that possession. Falcons will go the other way, down 9. Buren into the front court. Hands off to Ota. Ota drives, scoops it up, and couldn't get it to go. Bishop is there for the rebound, couldn't get it to go. Levine has it tied up by Pilot. Let's see if they're going to get a foul here. Taylor Pilot has just fouled out of the game. They left her out there with 4 fouls, and I don't know that they were aware that she had 4. And she is fouled out. So a big loss here for the Nanooks, as Pilot was playing really well here in the second half. And she fouls out with 10 points. And Julie Levine goes to the free throw line. We get a whistle here. And I'm not sure. Okay. They're going to take a look. Yeah. Levine knocks in the first free throw. She had put one up that they didn't count. As Levine now 7 points in the ballgame, and another free throw gets the Falcons to within 7. So they announced 5 fouls on Pilot, then said 4. They still have 5 up on the scoreboard, and I think Amy Donovan was correcting the PA announcer, Mark Ockott. She did, I believe, have 5. Levine gets her hands in the passing lane there, and now we get a held ball. And the Falcons will take it back with 4:58 to play. And I think that they made an earlier timeout, the media timeout. They did not stop for a media timeout there. Here's Weatherspoon going up over Bobby Clark, and that one rims out, and the rebound chased down by Jada Van Dyke. The Nooks by 7 with 4:40 to go. Reimers into the front court. And now it'll be Freeman getting it back to Reimers. And underneath, and a nice looking reverse lay-in there by Bobby Clark, as Reimers with the assist that time. And Bobby Clark, her first 2 points of the game. The Nooks lead by 9, and Amelia Bishop gets to the bucket and lays it up and in. 18 for Bishop. 71-64. Ticking down toward 4 minutes to play. The Nooks trying to win their first game since November. And Reimers puts it up and in. The turnaround jumper. And Reimers now at 26 points in the ballgame. 9-point lead for the Nanooks. They can taste it. Here's Weatherspoon. Cross court for Ota. Ota gets it in the post for Bishop again. Bishop to the bucket, lays it up and in. And Bishop's got 20. Falcon of the Week award in her immediate future, I believe, as Reimers misses on the 3. And possibly a GNAC Player of the Week, potentially. Buren connects on the shot and draws the foul. And Buren gets the Falcons to within 5. She'll try to get them to within 4 at the free throw line here. Kearns and Martin will check in. And Pilot, actually, she did actually just have 4 fouls. So, Pilot is back in. I was confused on how many fouls she had. And apparently the scorekeepers were as well. But Pilot is back out there. And so Buren at the free throw line, though, gets the Falcons to within 4. Buren's got 13 points in the ball game. Completes the 3-point play. And now Pilot into the front court, handing off to Van Dyke. We tick down toward 3 minutes to go. Reimers gets it through to Pilot and may have gotten away with a travel there. Shot is up and off the mark, and Pilot the first to the rebound there, and a foul called on Lane Kearns. Kearns picks up her third. 2:58 to play. And the Nanooks with possession. And Pilot gets it into Van Dyke. Now here's Reimers with plenty of time to set her feet, and she comes up short, but the long rebound comes out to her. And now Reimers kicks it out to Tristan Martin, a three on the way, and nothing but net for Tristan Martin from the top of the key. And it's a 7-point lead for the Nanooks. Cross court from Ota to Kearns, drives into the lane, commits the offensive foul as Van Dyke takes the charge. And Kearns picks up her fourth foul. Fairbanks will take it back as the score should be 76-69. With the Nanooks up by 7. And the officials are going to get together and try to make sure they have it correct. They did give Martin a 3, and I'm not sure if that's the one that they were referred to. Still, the scoreboard is off. It is not 74-71. It is 76-69. The Nanooks by 7. We've had some issues with... they're going to send the teams to their benches. They're going to review the scorebook here. They got it right on the scoreboard now, so... It is a 7-point lead for Alaska Fairbanks, and Kearns called for the offensive foul on that last possession. She will now take a seat as Grace Turley will come back in for SPU. Taylor Pilot will inbound with 2:35 to go. And she'll get it into Reimers. Reimers pressed in the backcourt, double teamed. Falcons trying to press in the backcourt, but Reimers comes across, beats the press. Martin got the rebound. Reimers gets another opportunity at it and puts it up and in. And it is now a 9-point ball game again in favor of Alaska Fairbanks as Turley walked to the basketball, trying to get a shot up there, and commits the traveling violation. And the Nanooks take it back with a 9-point lead now, 2:07 to go. Timeout called from the bench by Amy Donovan. And this will be a 30. So we'll keep it here. As the Nanooks, time and time again, have staved off runs by the Falcons and have hit some big shots. They are now 9 out of 21 beyond the arc, 43% out there, and 45% all overall from the floor for the game. 13 out of 15 from the line, and they have 12 offensive rebounds. The Falcons have 20, but a lot of those were in the first half. The Nanooks have turned it over 21 times, but the Falcons now have turned it over 18 times. So they're about even in that category. And it's the Nanooks trying to close it out here as Weatherspoon will force Pilot to the sideline and get called for the foul. And Pilot may be a little gimpy here. Weatherspoon called for the foul. No, Pilot's fine. And she will head to the free throw line. 2:01 to play. And Taylor Pilot trying to put the Nanooks in front by double digits. She misses on the first one. She's got 10 points here in the second half. Ties the right shoe. It's taking some time. There, she's got it now. Trying to now give the Nooks a 10-point lead at the line, and she gets that second free throw to go. As Miranda Lomax will come in to get Taylor Pilot. Falcons down 10 with 2 minutes to play. And they're going to have to really put a run together here. They're going to need to create a couple more turnovers. Here's Amelia Bishop going to work on Tristan Martin. Puts it up, puts it in. Count it. And the foul. And Amelia Bishop with 22 points in the game. Breaking her career high that she just set on Thursday by a good margin here. And the Falcons within 8. Bishop at the free throw line. And every free throw at this point in the game is a big one, as Taylor Pilot will come right back in. For Anchorage, she'll come get Lomax. But Bishop completes the three-point play, and the Falcons are back within 7. A minute 47 to go. This one not over yet. If the Falcons can force the Nooks into a turnover or two, or at least a missed shot or two, as there is Turley with the steal, as Martin was trying to throw it all the way in the corner to Freeman, and Turley with the steal. Here come the Falcons back the other way, and it's ripped away. We have one official looked like calling a held ball, and then the other official steps in, and I believe, let's see what they end up calling here. They actually stopped the clock. They're going to get a foul, and I believe they called it on Tristan Martin, but Tristan Martin is down on the floor, and they're checking up on her. Both the SPU and Alaska Fairbanks trainers and one of the Fairbanks assistant coaches out there as well, with a minute 30 to go in the game. And I believe they did get her for a foul before or on the contact. She took the worst of it, obviously. And senior out of Fairbanks, Alaska, who transferred from Miami-Dade College, which is completely on the other corner of the U.S., but back home in Fairbanks, and now she is helped up to her feet, and she's going to come off. We have seen a lot of injuries here this week, and this just the latest. As on Thursday night, Falcons men's team had Julian Mora go down. Then Anchorage's men's team had Sean Evans go down, and neither of them returned, and we'll see if either of them comes back this year. And then the Anchorage women's team had Tori Hollingshead go down, and that looked serious. This one we'll see. Tristan Martin was down on the floor for a little bit, and Bishop will go to the free throw line here. And she puts in the first. And again, these are critical free throws here as the Falcons are trying to get back within striking distance here with a minute 30 to go. Bishop knocks in both free throws. She's got 25 points and 14 rebounds now. And it's 5 out of 7 from the free throw line. And a quick whistle here. I think Weatherspoon just fouled out. She did. Or did she? Yeah. That is her 5th. So she will have to go to the bench for the remainder of the game. But the Falcons with a chance here. They were down 10 a moment ago. Now it's a 5-point deficit. Jada Van Dyke, though, going to the free throw line. And again, free throws critical late in the ball game. Van Dyke's free throw is up and rattles around and falls in. Jada Van Dyke on the season, trying to pull up her free throw percentage. She knocks down both here. as she is a 63% free throw shooter. Two big ones there. She's got 8 points. Nanook's up by 7. Here's Ota kicking it out to Buren. And Buren gets around Van Dyke. Couldn't get the shot to go. The rebound comes out to Kearns. And Kearns is going to draw the foul. And that one's going to go on Reimers. Destiny Reimers has fouled out. So Weatherspoon fouls out. Reimers now fouls out. Taylor Pilot is still out there. They initially announced a 5th foul on her. But Reimers checking out. And she had a ball game today for the Nanooks. Whether they hold on for this one as Kearns misses the free throw. Whether they hold on for this one or they end up pulling out the win. Kearns knocks down the second free throw now. And a quick foul here. Van Dyke will go back to the free throw line. Grace Mertice will check in for SPU. Destiny Reimers this afternoon, 13 out of 28 from the floor. 28 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 blocked shots, and a steal. And Destiny Reimers, for sure, giving the Nanooks a lot in this ball game here as Van Dyke knocks in another free throw. She's got 9 points and looking for one more here. That one goes down as well. So it's an 8-point lead for Fairbanks with just over a minute to play. And the Falcons with their back against the wall now. Buren will get it out to Turley. And now Mertice. Falcons trying to get up a shot. Turley puts it up and couldn't get it to go. Bishop the rebound. And she gets knocked down and fouled. 52 seconds left. Foul called on Bobby Clark. And that is her 4th. And Amelia Bishop back to the free throw line. Bishop has put up some big numbers here for the Falcons. 25 points, 14 rebounds, and has an assist and a blocked shot. And is 5 out of 7, make it 6 out of 8 at the line. Gets the Falcons back to within 7. Trying to make it 6 here. Gets that one to go as well. 52 seconds to play. 6-point lead for Alaska Fairbanks. And Van Dyke gets it into the front court for Lomax. Lomax finds Clark. And Falcons need to foul. Hunter Buren fouls Taylor Pilot. And Pilot will be at the free throw line with 44 seconds to play. And Pilot in this game has been particularly big in the second half. She's 5 out of 6 at the free throw line. 11 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds for Pilot, and she misses on that first free throw. She'll get another one here. Trying to make it a 3-possession game. And she does. 84-77, timeout called with 44 seconds to play. And this will be a 30, so we'll keep it here. As Fairbanks has put together a complete game here, with the exception of the Falcons going on a 16-0 run at the end of the second quarter and beginning of the third. Fairbanks has been the better team out here this afternoon, as they have shot 45% from the floor. The Falcons 37%. Fairbanks is 9 out of 21 from distance, 43% out there, and the Falcons just 4 out of 16. Each team has hit 19 free throws. The Nanooks have shot 23 of them, and the Falcons have shot 25. So the Nanooks with a little bit better free throw percentage. Falcons with the edge in rebounds, 41-37, and 22 on the offensive glass for SPU. But this one going the way of the Nanooks at the moment. Still 44 seconds to go. And the Falcons went on a big run to end the first half. Trying to do the same here to end the second half. Here's Buren, and she's fouled shooting a 3. And these will be big free throws coming up here as Miranda Lomax called for the foul. And so 42 seconds to play, and Hunter Buren to the free throw line. Hunter Buren is a 71% free throw shooter. She's going to get 3. And if she can hit all 3, she'll get the Falcons back to within 4 points. Any misses here will be critical. She gets the first. She's got 14 points in the ballgame. Second one is up and good. Off the rim, the backboard, and then in. And it's a 5-point game, 42 seconds left. Buren trying to make it 4. And gets that one off the rim and off the glass and in. And it's a 4-point game, 42 seconds left. Fairbanks. Mertice will commit the foul on Jada Van Dyke. And Van Dyke will go back to the free throw line. And Van Dyke has hit some big free throws in this one. She's a 63% free throw shooter coming into this game. But in this one so far is 8 out of 9 at the free throw line. Gets another one here. 40.3 left on the clock. Or did she miss it? I took my eye off. Second one is up and good, and she did miss the first free throw. So it is a 5-point game as Van Dyke goes 1 out of 2 at the stripe there. 40.3 left. Falcons within striking distance here. Down 5. And Van Dyke there splitting a pair at the free throw line. She has 11 points in the ball game. If the Nanooks are able to hold on to this one, it'll be due in large part to the effort of Destiny Reimers. And she would be for sure the player of the game if the Nanooks are able to hang on for this one. Amelia Bishop has had a great game for the Falcons on the other end with 27 points and 15 rebounds. Just crazy numbers. Julia Levine giving the Falcons a boost off the bench with 8 points and 7 rebounds. And Hunter Buren with 18 points. 6 out of 6 at the free throw line. Hit 3 big free throws on the last trip down the floor. Grace Mertice will inbound with 40.3 left. And she'll get it in to Buren. Now Turley throws it away to Pilot, and Pilot saves it in bounds. And she's going to get fouled, and a big turnover there committed by the Falcons. The foul is going to be called on Turley. And Taylor Pilot will have a chance to put the Nanooks up by 2 possessions here. If she can get both of these free throws. The first one is off. She can still make it a 6-point game here. 33.8 to play. And that one rattles in. And the Falcons are down 6. Here's Hunter Buren. Up the court. Gets it to Mertice. Back to Buren. Falcons need to get a shot up quickly. Buren drives into the lane, puts it up and in with 21.7 left. It's a 4-point game. And Taylor Pilot will take a timeout. Buren now with, I believe that gave her 20. It did. So Buren with 20 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. And this one's still not over, as the Falcons, though, are going to need to come up with a stop. most likely they're going to try to foul very quickly here and hope that the Nanooks don't cash in their free throws. But a turnover would be even better if you're the Falcons here, if you can get a steal. Either way, they're going to need at least 2 buckets here to pull this one out. Falcons lost at Northwest Nazarene last Saturday by a count of 88-84. That one, Northwest Nazarene went on a long, late run in that one to steal it. But the Nanooks have led for the majority of the game. The Falcons got the lead early in the third quarter, and then the Nanooks took it back and have get a whistle here. There was the buzzer sounded there, but I don't think that had anything to do with it. They're going to call a foul on Grace Turley here as she quickly fouls she fouls Miranda Lomax. So Miranda Lomax to the free throw line now. And Lomax is a 69% free throw shooter. First one is up and good for Lomax. And puts the Nanooks up by 5. She's got one more coming here. And that one is good as well. It's a 6-point game. Falcons with 20 seconds to go. Buren into the front court, gets it to Turley. Turley's going to step back and take a 3, and that one's off the mark. Rebound to Taylor Pilot, and that's going to do it. Fairbanks is going to come away with their first conference win here at Royal Brown Pavilion this afternoon. And Destiny Reimers had an insane first half and played very well in the second half as well. But Taylor Pilot really has stepped up for the Nanooks here in the second half and given them some great minutes. And she misses the first free throw. At this point, though, the Falcons are out of time. There's 11 seconds left. They're down 6. And they are not going to be able to knock down 2 threes. As Pilot misses on the free throw, but the Nanooks playing defense in the backcourt. Falcons taking too long to get it across. Turley throws up the 3, and it's off the mark, and they needed 2 of them anyway. Alaska Fairbanks, they win for the first time since November. They snap a 9-game losing skid, 8 games in conference. They go to 1-8, and it was a great game for Destiny Reimers in particular, but Taylor Pilot with some big minutes there, particularly in the second half. And the Nanooks get it done 88-82 over the Falcons. Big time effort from Amelia Bishop and as well Hunter Buren put up 20 points in a losing effort. But the Falcons not able to get it done this afternoon. This was probably their best opportunity to get their first conference win. And they are going to go... they're going to have a week off. They're going to face Montana State Billings here on Saturday. Fairbanks will have Northwest Nazarene coming up on Thursday, and then Central Washington on Saturday next week at home. Big win for the Nanooks here, obviously. One of these teams was going to get their first conference win. The other one drops to 0-9, and that is the Falcons. As again, some of the final team stats. The Nanooks 45% from the floor, 43% beyond the arc, and they go 74% at the free throw line. They did miss a few late. Falcons were 79% at the free throw line, and both teams shot a lot of free throws. The Nanooks were 23 out of 31. The Falcons were 22 out of 28. Falcons with a bunch of offensive rebounds in this one. They win the rebounding battle overall 42-38. But both teams turned the ball over a lot, 22 for the Nanooks and 19 for the Falcons. And Falcons unable to get it done here. Destiny Reimers, 29 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 blocked shots, and a steal. And they actually get 5 into double figures. Taylor, we'll go Miranda Lomax here. 16 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Taylor Pilot with 13 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds. And she did turn it over 6 times, but stole the ball 3 times. And Taylor Pilot with a big effort for the Nanooks in the second half in particular. They get 11 from Jada Van Dyke, 9 of those at the free throw line, and she chips in 4 rebounds, and then they get 10 from Emily Freeman, and Emily Freeman had most of her points outside the arc, 3 out of 6 from downtown, and made a free throw as well. Falcons, as I mentioned, get a big effort out of Amelia Bishop, 27 points, 15 rebounds, she had 11 offensive rebounds in this game. She had an assist and a block. Hunter Beeren with 20 points, 6 out of 6 at the free throw line. She had 3 rebounds and 4 assists and a steal. But the Falcons unable to get anybody else in double figures. They had Kearns with 9, they had Weatherspoon with 8, and Levine had 8 and 7 rebounds, giving the Falcons some good minutes off the bench. But they come up short, 88-82. The men's teams have taken the court. We will have that game coming up for you here on the SPU webcast. Don't think that one's going to get started at 4:15. That's the scheduled tip-off time, but it'll be closer to about 4:30-ish, a little after 4:30, I think. We will get that one going here, and it'll be a new link that you will need to click on YouTube. But we will have it coming up for you. 88-82, the Nanooks beat the Falcons here in the first in the women's game, and we'll have the men's game coming up for you here shortly.